I rise today in strong opposition to House Bill 4369. Since this legislation was introduced in March of 2013, I've had countless parents, teachers, support staff, administrators, and school board members contact my office to express their concerns and opposition to expanding the Education Achievement Authority. Not once have I had a constituent contact my office in support of this legislation. Not once. The legislation before us today, which we've only just had the opportunity to review, would expand the controversial EAA to a statewide takeover of our most vulnerable schools. This legislation would have a profound impact on our children, parents, teachers, support staff, administrators, and board members throughout Michigan. Yet, they've had no opportunity to review this bill and express their thoughts and concerns. I have the ability to meet with our countywide superintendents, and every single one of the superintendents in Saginaw County requested that I oppose this bill. The lack of transparency, level of deception, and disrespect for the public by this chamber is astounding. About a week ago, Governor Rick Snyder wrote an opinion piece in the Detroit News, painting a very rosy picture for the people of Michigan, defending the EAA and advocating for a statewide expansion. The facts simply do not support Governor Snyder's claims, and the public certainly isn't buying into them. The EAA's failure in Detroit is well documented. There have been alarming problems with buildings and classroom management. The safety of students has been a cause of concern. The EAA has struggled to retain students as parents are pulling their children out of this failed experiment and voting with their feet. Teacher turnover with EAA is absolutely startling. The EAA is a failed experiment that does not provide children the education they deserve, plain and simple. The problem isn't just the students aren't improving. It's even worse. The data reveals that many students who had demonstrating proficiencies when they entered the EAA have regressed and are no longer proficient in these subjects. In math, 66% are no longer proficient, and in reading, 37% are no longer proficient. These figures come from a cohort of data recently published by the Michigan Department of Education. An expansion would be devastating to our state's public education system and our children's future. I'm also concerned about the transparency and accountability of the EAA to the parents and students within their schools. And I think we all have seen that even as legislators, we can't get transparency. Additionally, we have had a substantial amount of workable solution, House Bill 5268 and House Bill 5269, which provide a comprehensive community-based approach to assisting our struggling schools. This legislation will make a difference in the lives of children and parents all across Michigan if we were to take the time to take a look at it. I believe this legislation deserves considerations as we continue to discuss reforming public education. To stand here today and say to do something, we must do something because schools are failing, but to do something that is failing is not equivalent to doing, is equivalent to doing nothing. I urge you to listen to the voices of children and parents in your school districts and vote no on House Bill 4369.
Thank you, Representative Oakes.